What's going on YouTube? Dr. K and Scaler here, coming from the layout room. Figured I'd give you guys kind of a tour of the layout since only a couple of you have really seen it, and go through it, see what you guys think, give me your feedback. But this will be a great baseline start for moving forward for other future videos. And you can see where is it and where is it headed. I think it's pretty fun. It is March of 2023 when we're filming this. So we're going to start over on this end. Excuse the recycling pail there. This layout is in the garage. Serves more than a purpose of being a layout room. But this end is what we're going to call the west end of the layout. Got some rock work, basically foam carved, painted, and that's going to be our baseline rock structure. Lower level is a reverse loop. That's coming off the yard on the main line. So basically that's going to go under this area. It is accessible from the other side and the ends, which is nice, although it looks like it would be really hard to reach that reverse loop. Here we're going to have a nice canyon. Trying to decide what to do with this area. I have thought about expanding it, putting in probably a river or something along those lines. May have to get rid of this area here to kind of open it up and let us have a really good rail fanning area. Don't you guys think this would be really nice to watch trains go above and below, and really cool area. That's the idea of this. This whole kind of section is really for rail fanning. So back over here, I have a little bit of a switching yard going on, switching industries, options for operations, things like that. Working on, as you guys have probably seen, some of my scratch building or kit bashing, not scratch building, but kit bashing. I'm going to do a brewery complex up here on the top side. It's going to be what we call the Union Pacific yard, just a single-ended stub yard going down from that way. Be really good storage tracks, but also will serve the brewery. The brewery is going to act as a kind of a backdrop here. And thinking about doing more mountains to really just capture the rail fanning. You won't actually see the brewery. It's going to be on the other side. Have it backwards right now, but is what it is. But thinking of doing a mountain in this area. Coming around, this is our second reverse loop of 2. Now that is going to go back into this rail fan area or scenic area for all those non-railroader followers. Shout out to my family who's like, what is he talking about? Nerd railroad speak, guys. That's what I'm talking about. So this reverse loop is going to go back onto the main and continue around past the Union Pacific yard, across the north side of the layout, losing focus, across these bridges and down. What do we have here? Zoom out so you guys know where we're at. We're on the back side of the layout. This area is going to be the suburbs that I grew up in. That interesting building will not be there, just happens to be there for the video. But this building right here is really cool. It's actually the Western Springs train station, 3D printed from a really cool N-scale 3D printer out of Canada. If you guys are interested in his work, I will put a link below. Once I figure out how to do that, I watch all these YouTube guys like, click the link below. Surely I can figure it out, but no promises yet. But that is the Western Springs station on the BNSF Metro line. That is the station in the town I grew up on in the suburbs of Chicago. Really neat, really iconic. We've also got the tower here he included. So we've got our station here. Behind it in that nice brown undeveloped area, that will be the town of Western Springs, representing some small shops and things like that. Hopefully local meat market, Casey's, Oberweis Dairy, Kirschbaum's Bakery. They always had good sprinkle cookies, that kind of stuff. So we'll have that represented here. Continuing on, not exactly sure what we'll do over here. We may represent another town, but possibly just do some scenics. As you can see, That main line's continuing through this industrial area. We've got some industrial buildings trying to get some fitment. Now, wow, what is that beautiful plywood we have? That plywood, really nice. Got some comments on actually Instagram. Look at that pattern of wood. That's beautiful. Well, eventually we won't see that anymore. Will be covered up. The plan is urban development. We've got to get with our urban developers. Who wants to see some skyscrapers or taller buildings? I do, eventually. But that will be here, basically covering this track. Peak, we do have access. There's the main line. Looks like we're a little off the foam. Need to do some adjusting, but we're just having fun. So anyways, that's the main line coming under the city. Train tracks will come there. Back out, main line into this enormous Burlington Northern Santa Fe yard. Wonder if that's my favorite railroad. We've got a lot of orange and green here, and it is. So anyways, giant yard. Probably have to do a video about the yard itself. If we add it into this video, you're gonna be like, what is he talking about? Guys, I thought this was a layout overview. It is, but big yard here, kind of breakdown, double-ended yard in the middle. Once this is scenic, it'll be easier to see, especially ballasted track. Everything's just painted, weathered. Try to paint some of this ugly pink foam, which you can see it's showing through, but it does look better than it did last week. Right here, going to be a maintenance of way track, stub ended right there, siding. Considering having some more switching options, operations things for future run sessions with my N-scale friends down here in Florida, or whenever anyone wants to visit, come run trains, hit us up. We're in the Tampa Bay area, but gonna have some industries. These are just structures I've had built from previous layouts and things, trying to throw things around, see what I like, see how it works. Beauty of this Kato Unitrack is I can just unclick it and move it and redo things. But most of the yard is wired now, working on that. Got bored of wiring on Friday, spent about 5 hours wiring and soldering feeders and running reverse loops and things to my bus line, and that just got boring. So anyways, we got the main line running last week, or this week, last couple of days. We'll have to do a video with everything running, still working out a lot of kinks, put this big auto rack train through the layout a couple times, and have a lot to figure out. It's hard to know, is it the track, is it the locos, is it the cars? Everything's kind of in a break-in period, and we've got some kinks to work out, but overall it works, it runs. But putting a 4 loco consist with auto racks is probably your best bet to get frustrated and also find what problems you have on the layout. Some things we had to do, a little bit of trimming on the rocks here. Wow, look at that beautiful gray rock on her. No, that's foam. That was where auto rack 1 of the whole train was getting stuck, and they're mostly the same one. So why one got stuck and others didn't, I don't know. We are using the Kato super elevated curves here, which is really cool. Get a little bit of a bank curve for all the non-rail fans watching. It's kind of like a NASCAR track. Slight curve to the track. The inner rail is a slightly lower than the outer rail, giving this curved appearance. Doesn't really matter in model railroads, besides it looks badass. Joe Hanks, shout out to you. Favorite phrase that I've incorporated into my life is, that's badass. So anyways, we've got the super elevated curves there, and really cool. They do use them in the real world, so that trains are more stable when going around those curves, especially the big heavy freight cars, just like these auto racks hauling all of your autos all over the nation. Let's see, what else do we have here? Really trying to decide what to do with this area. Is it another town? Is it a river? Is it a canal? Do I cut it off? Let's be real, I'm not cutting it off. We always need more space on our model railroads, but you guys tell me what you think. Over here, oh look, a cool old caboose. Will I be running cabooses? I don't know, but I like collecting them, and this is one I just got. It's a BNSF Frisco patch by Microtrains, and really like it, but it's sitting in a repair in place area, or RIP track, or that's what I'm planning on it being. Engine facility over here, things like that. We've got definitely some cool things going. learned a lot about yard planning and kind of track layout, how things flow. I totally redid this section actually after watching pretty much all the videos by DJ's Trains. If you guys haven't seen his stuff, he's a CSX engineer, drone pilot, N-scale connoisseur, real wealth of knowledge. Really enjoy his stuff. But this yard is pretty much designed from scratch, but based on some of the ideas he let me in on by watching his videos. Really having the double-ended is going to make a big difference. I will use this as somewhat of a staging during operations. And now we've talked about this yard a lot here. And again, thank you DJ from DJ's Trains on Instagram and YouTube. Really awesome dude, really knowledgeable if you guys are doing track planning or building layouts. And you don't even have to be doing N scale. Really, his stuff applies to all scales. I think there's a ton you can learn from his engineering knowledge, his drone footage, etc. Really good stuff. So what do we have going on here? Man, there's a lot of tracks just leading under this beautiful plywood. Those tracks are actually going to be tracks to the Union Station for my Metro and Amtrak passenger trains, which in those drawers are tons of trains. It looks like a workbench. It is a dual purpose train storage, tools, workbench, etc. But lots of passenger stuff. Growing up in Chicago, big fan of Metro. Become a big fan of Amtrak, especially their new stuff. It's just fun to collect, but we have to have a place to service it. So those tracks right here are going to be the passenger terminal, just like in Chicago. Union Station, oh, there's my hand. Union Station is going to be up here above because as you guys have been to Chicago, if you haven't, go. Really fun to ride the trains, but trains come in under the city essentially, and you come up through some stairs. Here's the N-scale stairs. You can't even see them. Boom, into the city. Go do your business. Go do your tourism. Go do whatever you want in Chicago. But yeah, that's what we'll be having there. So pretty cool. Backside, had a bunch of this Kato intermodal stuff. Really nice tracks. Ordered it from Japan a couple years ago. Still don't know if that's where it's going to stay on the layout. I like it. I can do an intermodal facility. Yes, there are auto racks in my intermodal yard. I had to put them somewhere just for purpose of the video and not on my workbench. Will those stay there? Not sure. Could also put it here. Didn't really like that either. The one thing about having the modular Kato intermodal yard is it takes up a lot of space. And you have to have this weird conundrum of number 6 to number 4 switches to this weird mixture of super odd tracks that took me a long time to figure out. And then a double track to smaller double track situation. That's a lot going on, but basically to get this you need all of this, and that's a pain in the rear. So will we keep that there? Not sure. Can we make another town? Can we make more industry? Can we scenic it? You tell me. What do you guys want to see? As some of my friends know, train friends especially, family, this layout has been redone like 8 times in the last 2 years, and no harm in that. I think don't finish something if you're not expecting you're gonna like the finished product. Will I see this layout to completion? Absolutely. I really like the track plan. I started working on a track plan with Dubai's Trains out of Dubai actually, and came up with a lot of this idea from him. Then after watching DJ's Trains, I built the whole Dubai layout. Really cool. You can see it on my Instagram. By built the whole layout, I mean I did the track plan, got all the Kato track in place, and I didn't exactly love how it flowed. I really wanted this big accessible yard. I had a lot of hard to reach areas and things like that, and so we've switched it up. Other thing, I've had comments on Instagram, how are you going to get your trains if they fall off way over there? Well, YouTube, I'm going to let you in on this secret. My layout is on casters all around. Excuse the junk and storage. Always good to have storage, but casters. So this layout can actually move into the center of the garage for working on it, for operation sessions, for having my N-scale club friends over. We can get multiple people working around. You can reach a lot of the areas from multiple sides of the track. Our DCC system is Wi-Fi or wireless, and pretty cool. So what do you guys think? What do you want to see more of? What would you change? What do you like? What don't you like? Always open to criticism. I think we all learn from each other here. What's that thing laying there? People are going to ask. That is the ESU cab control. I really like that DCC unit. Also had an NCE, or I do have an NCE I use for programming. And at my club, we use Digitrax. Everyone has their favorite. I like this one. Pretty techy, nerdy, but we'll do a video on that later if anyone wants to see it. It works really well with the ESU decoders, and it's really cool what you can see and what you can do with them from there. But I'll do a different video if you guys want to see it. We go from there. Anyways, guys, like, follow, subscribe. I think that's what you're supposed to say if you're a YouTuber, so we'll just say it a bunch. And again, thank you for watching. Appreciate your follow. Appreciate everything. And I'm having fun with this. That's the idea. We're not trying to do anything crazy. Just trying to have fun, let you see my layout in a different way, talk about it, do some projects, go from there. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.